Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's celebrations and commemorations. June 14th is celebrated as World Blood Donor Day. Every year, countries around the world celebrate World Blood Donor Day, in short known as WBDD. The event serves to raise awareness of the need of safe blood and blood products and thank to voluntary unpaid blood donors for their life-saving gifts of blood. A blood service that gives patients access to safe blood and blood products in sufficient quantity is a key component of an effective health system. The global theme of Blood Donor Day changes each year in recognition of the selfless individuals who donate their blood for the people unknown to others. So this year, the theme for the World Blood Donor Day 2024 is celebrating 20 years of giving. Thank you, blood donors. On the World Blood Donor Day, celebrated on 14 June 2024, World Health Organization, its partners and communities across the world will unite behind the theme 20 years of celebrating giving. Thank you, blood donors. The 20th anniversary of World Blood Donor Day is an excellent and timely opportunity to thank blood donors across the world for their life-saving conditions over the years and honor the profound impact on both patients and donors. It is also a timely moment to address continued challenges and accelerate progress towards a future where safe blood transfusion is universally accessible. The objectives of the campaign: thank and recognize the millions of voluntary blood donors who have contributed to the health and well-being of millions of people around the world, showcase the achievements and challenges of national blood programs, and share best practices and lessons learned, highlight the continuous need for regular and paid blood donation to achieve universal access to safe blood transfusion, promotes a culture of regular blood donation among young people and the general public, and increase the diversity and sustainability of the blood donor pool. Today is also commemorated as World Elder Abuse Awareness Day on 15th June with the theme for 2024 Spotlight on Older Persons in Emergency. By 2050, it is estimated that 1 in every 6 people will be aged 65 or over, increasing the vulnerability experienced by older persons to violence. Around 1 in 6 people 60 years and older experience some form of abuse in community settings during the past year. Elder abuse can lead to serious injuries and long term psychological consequences. Elder abuse is predicted to increase as many countries are experiencing rapidly aging populations. Globally, 82% of the estimated deaths from the COVID 19 pandemic occurred in people aged 60 years or older. This year, the 2024 theme, Spotlight on Older Persons in Emergencies. Emergencies such as natural disasters, pandemics, or conflicts disproportionately affect older persons, exacerbating their existing vulnerabilities. Addressing their needs in emergency planning and response is crucial as older individuals often face mobility issues, chronic health conditions, or social isolation. These factors can hinder their ability to access aid, evacuate early, or receive timely medical care and support service. Additionally, the stress and chaos of emergencies can increase the risk of elder abuse, including physical, emotional, financial, or neglect. This year's World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, with the theme Spotlight on Older Persons in Emergencies, emphasizes the urgent need to protect and support older individuals during crisis. It calls on government, international donors, organizations, and communities to prioritize the safe and well being of older persons in their emergency preparedness and response strategies. It encourages the development of inclusive policies that ensure older persons are not overlooked during crisis. We 2024 also highlights the importance of education and training for emergency responders, caregivers, and the public. By raising awareness about specific challenges faced by older persons in emergencies, we can foster a more inclusive and protective environment. As we come together to observe WEAAD, in short known as WEAD, let us reaffirm our commitment to safeguard the rights and dignity of older persons, ensuring that no one is left behind, respectively, in times of crisis. Addressing elder abuse between 2019 and 2030, the number of persons aged 60 years or over is projected to grow by 38% from 1 billion to 1.4 billion globally, outnumbering youth, and this increase will be greatest and most rapid in developing world. And recognizing that greater attention needs to be paid to the specific challenges affecting older persons, including the field of human rights. Elder abuse is a problem that exists in both developing and developed countries, yet is physically underreported globally. Prevalence rates of estimates exist only in selected developed countries, ranging from 1% to 10%, although the extent of elder mistreatment is unknown. Its social and moral significance is obvious. As such, it demands a global multifaceted response, one which focuses on protecting the rights of older persons. Approaches to define, detect, and address elder abuse need to be placed within a cultural context and considered alongside culturally specific risk factors. For example, in some traditional societies, older widows are subject to forced marriages, while in others, isolated older women are accused of witchcraft. From a health and social perspectives, unless both primary health care and social service sectors are well equipped to identify and deal with the problem, elder abuse will continue to be underdiagnosed and overlooked. Age-friendly cities benefit everyone. Everyone, and especially older people, including migrants and refugees living in communities outside their own, can benefit from approaches that target the challenges in creating enabling environments, which is an initiative. Population aging is poised to become one of the most significant social transformations of the 20th century, 21st century, with applications for nearly all sectors of society, including labor and financial markets, the demand for goods and services, such as housing, transportation, and social protection, as well as family structure and intergenerational ties. The decade of healthy aging, 2021 to 2030, is an opportunity to bring together government, civil societies, international agencies, professionals, academia, the media, the private sector for 10 years of concerted, catalytic, and collaborative action to improve the lives of older people and their families and the communities in which they live. Today is also commemorated as International Surfing Day, which is celebrated on third Saturday in June, that takes place on June 15th this year. It is environmentally conscious day that celebrates surfing and sustainability of the ocean resources. It also promotes surfing and encourages more people to dive into fun sport. Surfing can be traced back to 5,000 years and is not just a sport, but a hobby and a lifestyle. It is a pastime on all populated continents. International Surfing Day was initiated in 2005 by Surfing Magazine and the Surf Rider Foundation. This day was created to promote the sport of surfing as well as educate people about the negative impact of their activities on the ocean and environment. On International Surfing Day, various activities are held, such as surfing contests, barbecues, and other fun surf centered activities. Several groups also organize beach cleanups and other restorative activities as a way of contributing positively to the environment. Body surfing has likely existed since humans began swimming in the ocean. However, surfing with the assistance of apparatus has been traced to the ancient cultures of Peru, where people surfed on reed watercraft for recreational and fishing purposes. Modern surfing with the use of surfboards, however, originates from pre colonial Hawaii, which was introduced to the innovation by the Polynesians. Written evidence of surfing in Polynesia can be found in the journal of Joseph Banks during his stay in Tahiti in 1769. In Hawaii, surfing became more than a hobby or sport, moving into realm of religion, culture, and art. It was referred to as He Nalu, meaning wave sliding. Before surfing, the people would pray to the gods for protection and strength. The marking of surfboards also required the assistance of a priest. According to the historians Kim Stoner and Jeff Dunn, surfing made its debut in the United States in July 1885 when four teenage Hawaiian princes arrived in California. David Kavanakona, Edward Calo, Jonah Julio, Calanianol, and Elia Mancini all surfed at the San Lorenzo River on redwood birds. In 1961, the United States Surfing Association was established, arguably becoming the first professional surfing contest organizations in the world. Today, surfing is not just a sport, but a lifestyle which can now be found on all populated continents. Today is also commemorated as Global Wind Day, which is celebrated on June 15th every year. It is an international event to raise awareness regarding the importance of wind energy and the power it holds to change the world, improve energy systems, and decarbonize economies. Investing in wind energy means spending less money on fossil fuel imports, resulting in a smaller carbon footprint and minimize CO2 for cleaner air on the planet. On this day, we learn not just about how wind power leads to greener planet, but also job creation and employment opportunities for many people. The history of wind energy as a power source traces back thousands of years. As early as 5000 BC, Egyptians had already been using wind power to propel their boats on the Nile River. This was improved upon by the Chinese in 200 BC as they invented wind powered water pumps. Further, people from the Middle East and Persia discovered windmills with woven red blades to grind grain and more speed and less manpower, which eventually led to more efficient food production. It wasn't until the first century AD the Heron of Alexandria created the windmill, according to historians. This was the first recorded wind driven wheel to power a machine. It included a small windmill that powered a piston that forces air through the organ pipes, according to records. It made a sound like that of a flute. In the Middle Ages, windmills became a popular device in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iraq. They were used to pump water and grind sugarcane, which eventually boosted the grist milling industry. This technology was ultimately brought to northwestern Europe in 1180 and became a popular tool to grind flour, a system that exists up to date. In late 1800s and 1900s, colonists brought windmills to the United States. Homesteaders and ranchers installed thousands of water pumps and small wind electric generations in Western America. The possibilities of wind power were further explored due to oil shortages in 1970s. This forced everyone to find an alternative source of energy to generate electricity. Due to this scarcity, the US federal government installed thousands of wind turbines in California to encourage the use of renewable energy sources. By 2020, the US share of electricity generation via the wind power grew to 8.4%, a huge spike compared to 1990s, which was 1%. In India also, we have seen since ancient times, windmills were used to draw water and to grind mills and various purposes. The three main types of wind energy are utility scale wind, offshore wind, and distributed wind. The four popular manufacturers in the world that use wind turbines are Vestas, Denmark, Siemens Gamesa, Spain, Goldwind, China, and General Electric, US. China uses the most wind power, generating approximately 236,402 megawatts in 2019 alone. Fly a kite outside. This may sound like a simple activity, but flying a kite outside is an effective way to explain to your kids how wind energy works. Discuss how wind power propels the kite to stay afloat in the air. It is also a great bonding activity that's both fun and educational. Attend seminars about wind energy in an era where the climate crisis is peaking. Wind energy is the future. Attend seminars, webinars, or online and offline sessions on Global Wind Day to learn more about the benefits and new technologies of wind energy as an alternative power source. Educating itself is a key. Raise awareness about wind energy and its benefit on online and social media. The wind industry employs 650,000 people in different capacities around the world. The wind industry solves employment problems. The first modern turbine was built in the Vermont, US. One commercial wind turbine can produce power to 600 homes, and these commercial turbines are powerful. The largest wind turbine was created in Hawaii, which stands 20 stories tall, and each blade is as long as a football field. Wind energy is the only power source that doesn't need water. With the rise of global warming and other crises, wind energy is one solution to help lessen pollutants. Its long-term effects are advantageous to new generation and to the generations that will come after. People need to be proactive in highlighting the benefits of wind energy so that companies, governments, and other industries will adopt this technology as an alternative power source. The only way to make them proactive is to raise awareness. Education is a key. Global Wind Day helps us support the cost effectiveness of wind energy. It's one of the lowest priced energy sources known today, which could potentially lower federal taxes. Today is also commemorated as National Bug Busting Day in UK, encouraging families to check their kids for nits on National Bug Busting Day on January 31st, June 15th, and October 31st helps reduce the incidence of lice and their potential to spread via classrooms. Head lice can affect anyone at any age, but these pesky creatures most frequently prey on children between 4 and 11. Although they are not particularly dangerous, they certainly cause a lot of irritation and distress. Because you can't easily spot head lice eggs, combating wet hair with a special comb lets you catch nits early and remove them before they hatch and make their way to other people. This method avoids harsh insecticides and can help prevent outbreaks in schools. Chances are most of us have encountered head lice at one point in our lives. These insidious, hardly visible bugs have a nasty reputation for proliferating among children who can easily pass them around to classmates and friends. To proactively fight head lice, the National Bug Busting Day campaign encourages schools across the UK to choose specific days to focus on head lice education and ask families thoroughly check their child hair for nets. The program, now in its 11th year, is sponsored by Community Hygiene Concern, CHC, in partnership with the Department of Health Education, can order kits put together by the CHC that contain specialized forms, instructions, and information booklets. The CHC encourages a whole school approach so that the entire school community can benefit from a comprehensive attack on head lice. Around 5,000 UK schools participate in this program, sending their students home with educational information and bug busting kits. The bug busting method recommends using a specialized fine tooth comb to comb through wet, conditioned air, which removes any lice eggs and nets clinging to the strands. The painstaking method is time consuming but avoids harsh insecticides. The CHC recommends that educators and parents choose specific dates several times throughout the year to focus on louse prevention in their classroom and groups for the most effective results. National Bug Busting Day aims to make louse prevention interesting and fun for kids, teachers, and parents with engaging materials, stickers, and activity kits that highlight the importance of catching head lice early and maintaining good hygiene. When National Bug Busting Day started in the late 1990s, 65% of British children needed lice treatment, and at some point in the US, the figure was around 13 to 36%. Life became a big problem. Lice became a problem in British and US schools. Because there are so many over the counter lice control insecticides available, some lice are starting to develop resistance to insecticides, causing greater concerns. Lice do not transmit disease, although they can cause irritation and itchiness. Head lice do not spread or transmit any diseases. The lice that infest humans and those that affect dogs and cats are different species. So if you or your child get head lice, don't worry, at least you can't pass them on to your furry family friends. Penguins carry 15 different species of lice. Even without fur or hair, penguins can be affected with up to 15 species of lice. Head lice can affect anyone, regardless of your cleanliness or hygiene. Most head lice are found in children ages 4 to 11 and can be passed on by close contact. Today is also commemorated as National Dog Dog Dad Day in US every year, the day before Father's Day, and this year it falls on June 15th. It is an opportunity for all the dog dads out there to acknowledge the love they have for their pets and strengthen the relationship between pups and their owner dads. Like all relationships between humans and pets, the bond between dog and their dog dads is special. The day is recognized so that you can spend time with your dog and give it all treats it deserves. Dogs can't tell time, but they can have the perception of time and they remember past events. Like all humans have unique fingerprints, similarly, dogs have their own unique nose prints. A dog looking into your eyes sees means for a dog to show love and affection for you. Stray dogs in Russia have learned to ride the subway and disembark from trains. Dalmatians are born white or only get spots as they grow older. Today is also commemorated as National Megalodon Day in US, which is celebrated on 15th every year. The megalodon is one of the largest apex predators to have existed. It's no wonder why this mega-toothed shark continues to fascinate and dominate imaginations. This shark ruled the oceans for over 20 million years. Its enormous serrated teeth, all 276 of them, ensured a spot at the top of the food chain. What happened to this prehistoric shark? Does it still lurk in the depths of the ocean? Let's see. The earliest megalodon fossils date back to 20 million years ago. The megalodon was the ruler of the seas until became extinct 3.6 million years ago. It was not just the world's longest shark, but also the world's largest fish. You might wonder how large it was. Well, it's between 49 and 59 feet long at the very least. For perspective, that's 3 times longer than the largest great white shark ever documented. Now let's talk about those teeth. Scientists have found that fossils with megalodon teeth that are at least 7 inches long. Fun fact, the word megalodon actually means large tooth. So it's safe to say that the pearly whites take precedence in any megalodon discussion. A fish this large needed to eat a lot of food. The enormous serrated teeth would have torn through any type of meat. Scientists believe that megalodon ate large prey from dolphins to other sharks to humpback whales. Their jaws also could open big enough to swallow 2 adult humans side by side. Scientists have discovered an entire megalodon skeleton yet, while several reconstructions have it looking like a bigger version of great white shark. This is largely incorrect. For a long time, many people believed that two were related. Current research debunks this theory. The megalodon comes from a different shark lineage, of which it was the last surviving member. Could the megalodon be living somewhere in the depths of ocean still? Highly unlikely. We know for the fact that the megalodon became extinct when the Earth's temperature started cooling 2.6 million years ago. We're not sure exactly when or how, but these are theories. Cooler temperatures may have destroyed their habitat, perhaps prey went extinct and accelerated the megalodon's extinction. The megalodon belongs to the lamnoid shark lineage. This group includes the mako, thresher, and great white sharks. Evidence from megalodon bite marks on fossil whale suggests that the targeted vital organs. They may have also rammed into prey to stun or crush it. The enormous serrated teeth could effortlessly bite through the bones. Great whales live and hunt in every ocean except for Antarctica. Their torpedo-like bodies can swim up to 35 miles per hour, being super swimmers. Great whales can smell even the smallest drops of blood from 5 kilometers away. Their toxic, their blood has high concentration of mercury and arsenic that would kill any other animal. Great whites prefer roaming alone with a happily make a meal of smaller sharks, not a social animal. What is about monsters in the deep that endlessly fascinate? It is incredible to think the megalodon once swam where we probably sit today. Megalodon fossils contain keys to significant historical periods. In understanding the megalodon, we have better insights into our world. Today is also commemorated as National Prune Day in US. Many health benefits of these dried plums are highlighted. Prunes are incredibly rich in fiber, vitamin A, and cancer fighting antioxidants. They are also good for your vision and digestion. It also helps prevent muscular degeneration and night blindness. But don't be deceived, there are many ways to eat this fruit. From cakes, juices to salads, this is the time to be creative in incorporating prunes into your diet. Prunes actually originated in China. Chinese cultivated white plums where they process them from sour plums to sweet fruit using molasses and brown sugar. They dried under the sun before turning into wrinkly fruit we all know today. The sugar acts as a preservative, which makes them last long. These fruits are used as stock food items in case their harvest is poor, as well as snacks and meal replacements for travelers. The popularity of prunes quickly reached the Mediterranean and Northern Europe. The Romans planted the first and most popular variety of prune, which is the little blue plum. It was first harvested in Narbonne province, which quickly extended to modern day curacy. The grafting of prunes occurred in the 12th century when the Benedictine monks returned from their third crusade and brought new varieties from Syria. They grafted the Syrian damask variety with the local ones, producing a new variety called prune DNT. This new variety has a fine, waxy, and powdery layer that quickly adapted to the southwest soil, making it a staple harvest for the locals. Its immense demand rose from the 17th century to the end of 19th century when it was deemed superfood by food experts. It became a staple for sailors and new way personnel as they packed with vitamins and minerals, giving them energy for the entire day. Later on, they started incorporating prunes with a batter made of flours and eggs. Today is also commemorated as Nature Photography Day in US. To learn more about nature and enjoy capturing it at its very best over the warm summer months. Nature is all around us, and you can take part wherever you are and whatever equipment. Whether you are a professional photographer or you have never captured nature before, we have some inspiring ideas and fun facts to make you happy. Snapper with National Photography Day. Nature has been something to celebrate since the beginning of time, but before the invention of the camera, nature enthusiasts had to document what they observed very different. One of the earliest and most significant account of natural history was Pliny, the youngster's account of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius that engulfed the ancient Rome town of Pompeii on 79 AD. Two letters penned by Pliny and only surviving eyewitness accounts of what happened that day and formed important evidence in the study of natural history as well as ancient civilizations. Early naturalists mainly documented nature for its medicinal purposes with varying levels of accuracy. There were numerous benefits in healing properties of plants and natural cures, some true and some mere superstitious. Nevertheless, naturalists recorded their receipts and documented the properties of plants throughout the medieval period. And during the Renaissance, their understanding of nature began to improve gradually. A major breakthrough came in 1800s when the naturalist and scientist Charles Darwin published the landmark text on the origin of species, outlining his theories of evolution and the evidence he had collected to support them. It was a controversial week due to its contradiction to the Bible's creation story, and because he argued that the man had descended from apes, which many people were uncomfortable with. Around the same time, scientists were developing the camera, which Darwin put to use as part of his studies. Darwin's work was the start of great leaps in our understanding of nature and for the foundation of natural history. The North American Nature Photography Association created Nature Photography Day in 2006 to encourage people to learn more about and enjoy capturing the beauty of the nature. Today is also commemorated as World Juggling Day. It is celebrated on Saturday, closest to June, which is June 15th this year. Juggling requires discipline, dedication, and lots of practice. This entertaining act will be done with several items ranging from balls and bowling pins to bottles and knives. The possibilities are endless. People can get into juggling at any age as the only prerequisite of the skill is passion. Juggling is an old form of entertainment. There's evidence in paintings or ancient Egyptians tombs where ladies can be seen juggling multiple times. Circuses also have special juggling segments in their shows, as juggling was considered to be a special skill that only a few could master. However, with the advent of television and the internet, the art of form's popularity has grown significantly. World Juggling Day was first honored in 1995 by the International Juggling Association, IJA, which was officially established in 1947 by a few juggling artists. The non-profit organization aimed to recognize the world wide and allow for mutual friendship to blossom between groups of artists and by extension, the ones who appreciated the art itself in the beginning. There are fewer than 100 IGA members, but as years progress, the number of members increased, with the official number being in the thousands today. Since its inception in 1947, the organization holds a week-long convention worldwide for jugglers and other circus art performers. Today, as we are commemorating World Juggling Day, which was commemorated as National Juggling Day, However, seeing the worldwide appeal of the art, the IJA made it more international by renaming it World Juggling Day. The beginning of juggling is uncertain due to lack of historical documentation, but many scholars believe that juggling dates back to 2000 BC. Records depict juggling on paintings in ancient Egyptian tomb called the Beni Hassan Cemetery Complex in China during the time of King Zhang of Zhou, who, who reigned between 613 to 591 BC. A warrior by name Zilio lived. Elio was a skilled practitioner of Nong Ban, the art of tossing multiple objects in the air without dropping them. He displayed Nong Bang in front of army of 500 soldiers who had come to wage war against the Chu kingdom. It is believed that after seeing the rare art, all 500 soldiers fled fearing the involvement of magic and myth. There are also mentions of juggling in ancient Greece and Rome, where jugglers, poets, and other artists indulge in juggling to entertain the crowd and earn a living. Jugglers of both sexes travel wide and far to develop their skills and careers in juggling. Evidence for it can be also found on vases, coins, paintings, and buildings. The longest duration of juggling was achieved by David Slick, who juggled three items for 12 hours and 5 minutes at North Richland Hills Public Library, Texas, USA, on July 22, 2009. Anthony Gatto is considered by many to be the world's greatest juggler. Juggle is the official publication of the IJA that focuses on North American scene. So learning juggling is quite the task since it involves a lot of time, energy, and dedication. This entertaining art form, therefore, should be appeared for its complex technicalities that people take months and years to master. Circus performers avoid whistling and or eating peanuts backstage as they considered it as bad luck. The Circo Atede is the oldest running circus in the world with its first show held in 1888 at Plaza de Toros, Mexico. The word circus comes from the Latin word for circle, which was used to refer to Roman amphitheaters that hosted chariot races, gladiatorial battles, and other types of sports. J. Purdy Brown, a circus entrepreneur, was the first person to shift a circus into a tent called the Big Top for the better viewing experience for the audiences. If you are familiar with circus lingo, you will know that a vendor selling items like popcorns or toys is called a butcher. So juggling requires utmost concentration and passion, while many jugglers toss balls or bowling pins or other similar paraphernalia. Many others also juggle with knives, swords, fire, and other dangerous items. This art form desires celebrations for its various techniques that have entertained the world for thousands of years. Entertainment has countless genres all over the world. Entertainment also teaches us various lessons, and with juggling and repetitive movements, reaches the value of what can be achieved through sheer willpower. With the spread of technology and globalization, we are being bombarded with many overwhelming things. During such an onslaught, our dedication to our craft should not waver. Juggling, like many other skills and professions, teaches the value of dedication and never giving up in the face of failures. So, with this, we shall conclude today's commemorations. We thank everyone for joining us on this wonderful day. See you all tomorrow at the same time. With the same link with different commemorations. Take care. Good night. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of votes.